I never felt like this, and we gotta do something because this is not looking good. And we gotta step up and just talk to each other and play way better than this. It's mostly effort.
Tim McMahon.
Luke, I think you might have just touched on this at the end there, but what are the things that need to change for you guys to play, at the level you expect to play?
I mean, I would say, like, right now it's looking like we don't care, honestly, if we win games or not. But it's got more energy, more effort, die for every ball, box out, everything. There's a lot of things that we can improve, and I know we will. And that's all that matters there.
Bryce?
Hello, Luka. Once again, it seemed like you got a little banged up in the game. How are you feeling from a health standpoint during this tough stretch of games?
I mean, it's hard, but, I'm always excited to play. There's a lot of hits going on in the game. But, you just got to do a great recovery and be back on court. Just play and enjoy the game.
Thank you, Luka.
Well, he's certainly not going to sugarcoat it. They're frustrated, and you can tell, especially by just the demeanor, but they know they need to do better.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's like I said, it's effort, energy, just small things.
It's just tough, especially when you set the tone with that first quarter, Devin.
Yeah, they just didn't get off to a good start. They're trying to find rhythm offensively. They're trying to find rhythm defensively, and it just seemed out of whack. Guys don't know where shots are coming from. A lot of one pass, no pass shots in the first half. Just an ugly first quarter, and it's hard when you're going against the hottest team to get off to a first quarter where you only shoot 15%.
It was one of those things, Devin, where you're like kind of standing there and someone just kind of slowly accidentally runs over your foot. I mean, everything about the first quarter was shocking because you figured after what happened on Wednesday, and Hart gave you credit. He was like, halftime of the last game, Devin was talking about energy. He was talking about energy, and they just didn't come out with it. And against a team that's playing like that, if you're going to spot them that much in the first quarter, you're going to be playing uphill the whole game, and it becomes way too difficult.
And if you're playing uphill, you almost have to play a perfect game to kind of catch up. And the way they're shooting the ball right now, the way they're playing as a team right now, it's a tall task.
Yeah, Jazz having a stellar night all around, not to mention three-pointers, off the boards, rebounds. It collectively, all the things that we talked about pregame, still hitting those notes against the Mavs. And let's start with three-point shooting, though, because compared to Wednesday night, 39% behind the arc. Tonight, 41.7%. So, Devin, three-point shooting, in your opinion?
They just move the ball so well, and they space out. I mean, Joe Ingles didn't have a huge night, but, I mean, just the way they come off, they spread the floor extremely well. They shoot the ball extremely well from the corners, and they got a lot of guys that contribute. I mean, Clarkson hit some tough threes. Good defense, but they got centers. Their backup centers are hitting threes. It's just they shoot a lot of them, but they shoot a lot of good threes.
Yeah, that's the thing, Devin. And there was a point in the first half where we were just, I don't know, it was about a 3 or 4 minute stretch, and I was just comparing the shots the Mavericks were taking to the shots the Jazz were taking, and the degree of difficulty was Mavs are doing contested step-back stuff, and Jazz was like, oh, thanks for this clean look. And it's not, I mean, obviously hitting 41% of your threes is outrageous, but then when you contrast it with the Mavericks were 9 of 33. So, you sit there and you go, well, heck, 23s to 9 made threes. You better make that up somewhere else. And then the Mavs get killed on the glass, and Utah's making more free throws. And so that's that uphill thing we're talking about. If the Jazz are going to go hit 40% of your threes, you at least kind of didn't have the good looks from three either.
Match them or take something away.
Right.
And they didn't do that. Again, we talked about, taking away Gobert. He didn't have a great night, but offensive rebounds. I mean, they literally just killed the Mavs on the boards and just really just didn't have an effort where they, was a winning effort tonight.
Boy, look at that rebounding stats we're about to see. It's like they finally get, someone else got an offensive rebound. And this is the one that drove me crazy. How is he getting his own rebound around? And that's that effort thing. I'm not calling anybody out. It was almost like it was contagious tonight, but you can't let them hit 40% of their threes and get 17 offensive rebounds.
No, you can't. And it's not just one person. It's a team thing. It's really just coming down to a situation where guys have to block out their own guys. And rebounding is a team game, and Mavs have been struggling. They have been struggling, I think, all year. When they were good defensively, they rebound well.
Yeah.
Lots more to talk about in terms of things to look better and look ahead to. But right now, let's get some thoughts on this game from head coach Rick Carlisle.
Rick, what are your biggest concerns with this team at this point?
Well, it's been something a little different each night. Tonight the offensive rebounds and second chance points in the first quarter and really the first half killed us. And they got threes and they made them and we didn't, and got us in a hole. We had a couple of good quarters, but it's just a tough stretch and we got to fight through it. It's just right now about sticking together and fighting our way through this thing.
Brad Townsend.
Yeah, Rick, yesterday you said you were hoping to see better disposition and attention to detail. I wondered if you did see that tonight.
Yeah, I thought we played harder. We just didn't play well in the beginning. And look, the offensive rebounds that they got, that was a big problem. And that is attention to detail. So, that was not good. Hey, sometimes there's some bad bounces and stuff like that, but there's some that we should have gotten that we didn't. And so we made it harder on ourselves. And they're a great team, and we just gotta stay in the fight here.
Rhinus.
Hello, Coach. Greetings from Latvia. How have you liked how the team has performed on defense, playing the drop coverage against this particular Utah team?
Well, we were up a little more tonight, and they countered well. They made some shots behind screens. Listen, I give them a lot of credit for how they played these two games, and we just simply did not play well enough.
All right.
Skin, Devin, you hear what Rick Carlisle has to say, and then you pair it with the performance that the Mavs saw the last two games. The conversation then becomes, is this team really up to the hype in terms of being a title contender, especially now that they're 15-4 and they're on that 11-game streak, all the while without their go-to guy of Donovan Mitchell?
I think it's hard to say. I mean, they're definitely improving as a team. Mm-hmm. Contender, I think they're in the conversation, but we can't say, okay, this team is here. We thought the Bucks last year, the way they were playing during the regular season last year, it's a foregone conclusion they're going to win. Playoffs are a different beast. This team kind of struggled in the playoffs. Lost a 3-1 lead. Mm-hmm. They have a barring superstar in Donovan Mitchell. The team is actually playing well, but it's who's playing better during playoff time.
Yes.
And I would like to see, playoff type atmosphere. Can they get it done? And I think that's the next step for this team to take.
I agree. I think just watching this team play, we've watched them play closely these last two games. I haven't seen anybody play better this year than I've seen the Jazz play. I'm not saying they're the best team, but I haven't seen anybody play better. I think what's real interesting about playoff basketball is, you see the same team over and over and you start taking stuff away. And that's where a lot of times, do you have a guy that can pull it out at the end and do something magical? And for them, he's not even playing in these last two games. It would be Donovan Mitchell. He would be the guy that would be able to get you that tough bucket. And he's only, in his fourth year, I believe.
That's correct.
And so I believe that he can be that guy. I believe that he can be like a special player at a special time. He's got to go out there and do it. But they have everything you need to be a title contender. The question is, are they going to do it at the most important time?
Exactly.
Yeah, you said it. Definitely a unique situation to play these two games back-to-back, and a tough situation as the Mavs finish the game 120-101. But we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll have more post-game reaction.